What's going on, guys? It's your girl Rebecca Ruger with Inside the Ring, and today on the show we have Richardson Hitchins, who is going to be on the undercard of Serrano vs. Cruz, where he will be facing John Bauza at the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden this weekend. How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. Just ready for Saturday night. Just anxious. Just ready to get in the ring.
Yeah, well, we're interviewing right after that really heated press conference you just had between you and your opponent. What's your takeaway from that press conference? How do you think he feels?
I think that he's. I mean, every fighter's supposed to say they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, he's supposed to say he's trained. He got a lot of experience in boxing as far as he's been doing it for some time now. But I think it's just different. It's a different level. You know,
Yeah.
pros with a fighter like me. Fighter that's. I just feel like I'm tough for anybody in boxing just for my style
Mm-hmm.
and just my smart. So I think he probably feels ready. But on Saturday, at the end of the day, it's about action.
Well, I think it's interesting because a lot of back and forth was between like your amateur careers and trying to compare, but I think it's really hard to compare a fighter from their amateurs to pro because it's the same sport, but it's completely different in regards to how you fight. Going back to your amateur career, like what's the biggest transition between your style as an amateur fighter to going pro?
My style is I've always been a sharp fighter since the amateurs. I've always been a sharp, quick fighter. Just now, I just feel like I'm smarter, just more comfortable in the pros and experience. But stylistically, most people fight the same in the amateurs and in the pros to a certain extent. It's just some. I think the only difference, some fighters find their power in the pros.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. But in the amateurs, you don't really find you can have power, but they don't really translate because of gloves. And fighters, you find fighters that can really fight in the amateurs. Like every fight, a fighter can fight. Pros, you kind of get built up, and it's different.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, especially in the tri-state area, being from Jersey myself, it's such a small world in the boxing community. So I didn't even put two and two together when you guys faced off. I was like, oh yeah, you guys definitely would have been crossing paths once or twice in your amateur and pro career, just going to the same gym, sparring. What's a takeaway from sparring with John Bauza in your past? That is there something that you focused on going into this fight camp that you learned from previous sparring with him?
I sparred him before. I feel like in the amateurs, you get in the ring with certain people and know like who's special, like who's like a thoroughbred as far as like skills. And he never strike me as like a fighter that really has skills. Like I remember sparring when we was like little kids, and I beat him up so bad. Him and his dad really start fist fighting like in the corner. Like you go back for water, and I just hit him, and his dad. I listened, and his dad just hit him with fists, like because he's not listening. Right? We sparred again when we was I think pros, and I remember I heard him with like a body shot. He was just holding like a whole spot, like holding me for like 10 seconds because he was so hurt. I know his levels, but at the end of the day, he's banking. You can talk about what he's talking. He's banking on power. He's not talking no skills. He's not saying, "Oh, you're trash." Like he's saying you have no power, you're gonna run. Like I don't know what he's talking about. He's saying like he know I'm a pure boxer. And he thinks he's a power puncher for some reason, but we'll see.
So are you thinking like, there's power shots, throwing a lot of counters, kind of what's your game plan that you can tell the fans right now going into Saturday night?
I think I'm gonna take him deep waters. I think when he's gonna go in deep waters, the 7th, 8th, 9th round is gonna be hell for him. I think that he's gonna be real uncomfortable in the rounds.
So are we expecting a lot of volume coming from you?
I pick it. You can see me picking up as the fight goes.
Okay.
Picking up as the fight going, dissecting. I'm surgical, so.
Yeah. Oh, so it's not one round knockout type of thing, even with all that hype going on from that press conference.
No, that's not realistic. I mean, it can happen, but obviously, that's not. I don't see it being a first round knockout. I mean, he's pushing us. He probably wish he could land some lucky shit and just be over with. But it's about being just smart and just sharp and just focused the whole fight.
So you fought plenty of times in the Barclays Center. This is your first time ever fighting at the Hulu Theater in the historic Madison Square Garden, correct? Being a Brooklyn boy, how does that make you feel?
Oh, that feels great. Like Hulu Theater is a legendary legendary arena. I remember coming here like a few months, I think a year ago, and seeing like my boy Edgar like fight in the garden. I'm just like, damn, like this atmosphere is crazy. Like even when I was in the bathroom, I seen like he brought the New York energy out. I was just like, yo, when I fight in the garden, I want that same energy for me. And Saturday night, I think it's gonna be a great New York energy. I think the city's excited to see me fight because I'm one of their owns, and especially I've been putting on for New York since the amateurs going to Olympics, and just always being one of them guys from New York, keeping New York on the map. So I think the city's definitely excited.
If you could describe how your fight's gonna go in one word on Saturday night, what would that be?
Clinic.
what is one main goal that you have in 2023? I know I saw some headlines talking about you believe that you should be a headliner yourself. Is that something you're looking to have towards the end of 2023?
Yes, definitely being a headline fighter and building my stock to like a strong name in boxing, to where it's like, you know, I'm knocking right there for a world title shot.
Well, you're young enough. You've got the power. You've got the technique. So definitely excited to see what we got this Saturday night.
Yes.
So we're going to go into a little game that I like to call Unboxing the Boxer. So I have this little box. Edgar knows this game already. I've played it with him before, where it's a bunch of random questions. You pull one out, you read it, and then you answer it. All right? You liked this game, right? Yeah.
What is your dream meal after weigh-ins? Dream meal after weigh-ins is some cheesesteak egg rolls from either a spot called Taboo, it's right across the street from Mass Square Garden, or Del Frisco.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Either one of those sponsor your boy right here. All right.
Taboo, y'all owe me a free chopped cheese, chopstick egg rolls, and some of them wings after this fight too.
On the record.
Yes.
All right. Second question.
If you could go back to your
13 or 14.
13-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself? I would give myself advice that keep staying focused, dedicate every single bit a second to your craft, and know that you're special. You're special and you're talented from all the other people in this world at boxing. So that's gonna take you a long way. And you can take a punch too. Who is one celebrity you would like to sit down and have dinner with?
Drake at Del Frisco's?
Yeah, we Drake like a little Brit. We go to Taboo. I feel like Drake's competitive mindset is crazy. I think that he really is a guy that takes his craft serious, and even in his music and everything, like he's really a guy that pushes his talent to the limit.
Yeah, for sure. All right, one more question.
If you could be ringside for any fight ever in history, which one would it be? That's a good one. Sheesh. Ringside, any fight in history. I'm gonna take it before ringside. Before ringside, I would want to see like the build up, like probably like 2 weeks into camp, and like ringside, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns.
Dope. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Crown Heights, Hilltop. Saturday, February 4th is gonna be a great night. I'm just excited, man. We're ready, and let's do it.